Hello, welcome to Left Coast Effect. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Well, here in Canada, we have Goose on a Moose. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this fun Christmas ornament for yourself, your friends, your family, or your shop. Follow the link below to find the file in my Etsy store, and as always, like and follow for more content. Alright, so let's get started. You can use whichever you like, Inkscape, Lightburn, or whatever you have. I prefer Lightburn, so let's go with that for today. We've got our untitled blank slate here, so let's go to File, Import, wherever you have your Goose on a Moose saved. Select that, hit Open. Now we have three colors. We have the black, which is our outline that we will cut out, so I set that to line, and set that to whatever your cutting settings are. For me, I have a 100-watt CO2 laser, so 15 speed times 40% works good for me if I'm cutting out a 1/4-inch Baltic Birch. Second, we have the green, which is the main body, and it's a lot of small line work. So I set that a little bit slower at 250 times 30%, so we can make it engrave really well. And then I boost the speed up a little bit for the blue section. We don't want that to engrave quite as deeply as the green, so leave that on blue, speed it up a little bit. And yeah, so just keep these two separate so that they have the best results for you. You can adjust the size, make it bigger or smaller if you like. Just bear in mind that this little hole here is for your ornament, string or twine or jute or whatever you're using. So if you're readjusting, just bear in size that that's going to change. Now, I'm assuming you have your wood in your machine, so head on over and hit frame. If you're happy with what you see, then press start. Alright, and here is a finished Goose on a Moose. As an example, just lay that here, and next to it I'm going to be putting an unfinished one. I use transfer tape while I'm engraving, so I'm going to use this razor blade to scrape it off. I have found that this is the best way to do this. I've tried with my thumb before, and honestly, if you're doing 100 of these at a time, your thumb gets raw pretty quickly. So this is relatively smooth. You just lay it flat and run your blade across it, and it just cleans it up really quickly. Very nice. You just be careful when you're going through it so that you're not angling the blade too much and digging into the wood. We don't want to lose any of these little details. Just flat, and yeah, that gets it really well. Alright, so now I'm going to use a sanding block just to make sure I get all of the tape off, get those extra little pieces, anything that might have happened in the engraving, made, a little bit of overburn or whatnot. That always happens. Don't forget the back, always clean that up, really nice. This is a bit of a rough block. Normally I use something, more of like a 120 or 220 grit. I think this thing might only be 100 or 80, so a little bit rough. Might want to try a finishing one. Alright, looks good. Now, this is Butternut stain, or Butternut color stain. Anyways, it's by Pro-tek-tor. Here in Canada, this is a stain that we have. It's very eco-friendly. They have so many colors. It's just like the possibilities are just endless. I have used these for all of my 3D ornaments and just so many things. I absolutely just love them. So for this one, I chose Butternut because, well, honestly, it's just what I had on hand. And it's got a nice subtle color. It doesn't really take away from the detail, but it just adds just that much more finishing to the work. I bought this at Slag's Lumber actually, and at Slag's they had these nice tester bottles, so I was able to get a whole bunch of different ones and just see what I like and then order tons of it, and I just, yeah, recommend highly. I just love them. There I'm just wiping off the excess with a little rag. Yeah. Alright, so next up, we're going to be using this jute string. It's kind of like twine, but they call it jute. And this stuff I found at the Dollarama. It was about, I don't know, $1.50, and it's just fantastic stuff. It really makes everything I put it on have this really fun rustic look to it, and it's been pretty popular. So here for this piece, I fold it in half, pinch the ends together, and then I sort of do a twisting so that it will go through the hole. Alternatively, you don't have to double it up like this. You can just put it through as a single piece, but I really like the way that this turns out in the end with the double knot on it. It kind of helps to steer your string and keep it in the back area, as opposed to just putting it through as a single layer where you would have some in the front and some in the back. But I mean, it's really just all personal preference about what you'd like to do. So here I'm just tying up the end, and then I'm going to take my scissors and cut off the excess. And then there you go. Voila! Your goose on a moose. Last but not least, get some quick and easy professional looking photos to share online by finding a nearby tree or bush outside with the natural lighting. Slightly shaded is perfect for your gorgeous and professional looking photos. Have fun, and I'll see you next time.